Have you noticed? The old wooden confessionals that lined the aisles of our churches are now almost empty. Many Catholics wonder, why don't priests hear confessions the way they used to? Has this ancient sacrament been forgotten, even abandoned? For centuries, confession was central to Catholic life. Weekly, even daily, the faithful would kneel behind the screen, whispering their sins in secrecy, and walk away with a clean slate, ready to start anew. It wasn't just a ritual. It was a lifeline for souls seeking peace. But today, in many parishes, confession hours are rare, sometimes just 30 minutes a week, if that. So what changed? Some say it's because we stopped going. Catholics, especially in the West, began to see confession as uncomfortable, unnecessary, even outdated. Priests, noticing the empty confessionals, shifted their focus to Mass, ministries, and community work. Over time, the silence grew louder and louder until the sacrament itself began to fade from parish life. But here's the twist. The Church never abolished confession. Priests are still ready, still waiting. Yet many admit they now hear confessions only during retreats, Holy Week, or when someone specifically asks. The truth is, the sacrament hasn't died. It's just been hidden in plain sight. So the real question isn't, why don't priests hear confessions anymore? The real question is, why don't we go? Could it be that the sacrament we've neglected is the very medicine our broken world desperately needs today? You see, the world is in desperate need of healing. We are bombarded with images of violence, hatred, division. It seems like every day the news gets darker. And where does all this darkness come from? It comes from sin. We know that. But sometimes we also need to be reminded that sin causes darkness not just in the world, but in our own hearts. When we hold on to anger, resentment, and unforgiveness, we might feel justified. We tell ourselves we have good reasons for our anger. But what we forget is that anger, if left unchecked, can eat away at our soul. When we give in to gossip and slander, we might think it's just small, harmless talk. But what we forget is that every time we speak ill of others, we diminish our own peace. When we steal, cheat, and lie, we might rationalize that it doesn't really hurt anyone. But what we forget is that every sin, no matter how small, steals away a piece of our integrity. And so, my brothers and sisters, let us not forget the gift that God has given us in the sacrament of confession. Let us not forget that through confession, we can be set free from the darkness that we all carry in our hearts. Let us not forget that through confession we can be healed. Let us not forget that through confession we can be whole. Amen.